With the reveal of everything that we've seen in the storyline thus far, and then with Zombies Chronicles and figuring out its placement, there's been a lot of theories going around that could potentially place Zombies Chronicles in one spot or another, and this theory we're going to be taking a look at here today deals more specifically on it being its own loop, something that happens after Revelations that starts the story anew and creates its own time loop in a sense, something that we've seen time and time again within the zombie storyline. So in this one, we're going to take a look at why this theory actually is quite plausible and something that really could be very possible in terms of not only just giving the fans what they wanted in the classic maps, but also explaining a little bit of why we got here. So credit to where credit is due, this theory started and originated and then built off of this within the community from a thread by the Reddit user Gasfar, and he mentioned that he was playing Ascension as Richtofen, and after repairing a window, he says, "Tell them later, Edward, tell them later." Wait, now is later. Did I tell them? So this plays off of a previous quote that we've had in various different maps in which Edward was mentioning that he had to tell them later, not now, and this then stems the first idea of this theory that this takes place after Revelations in the Black Ops 3 maps, that these new maps may end up being something that is a brand new loop, a brand new start to the zombie storyline and the zombie saga that we know of thus far that led up through Black Ops 3. Now, supposedly this quote can be heard in Revelations as well, but whether or not this actually is specific to the brand new maps or if it's been heard from Revelations, it brings up the question of maybe this is something that happens after Revelations. And there's quite a bit of compelling evidence that leads towards perhaps this then tying in to be afterwards. From both changes in the maps themselves to various quotes that we can hear on different maps as well, it seems like some of this ends up taking place after Revelations. A lot of Monty quotes and radios are found within the maps that then designate the fact that we already know about Monty, and we learned about Monty in Grod Krovi, and then Revelations, we get a little bit more of that story. So this further continuing narrative of Monty kind of indicates that we have already been past that point of introduction and past that point of who he is. So whether or not filling in just gaps in the storyline or something like that, the fact that we've already been to the point of Monty indicates that this might be afterwards. One thing that also kind of blew my mind also when I went back and looked at it is the fact that Element 115, especially on Shinonuma, is blue within Zombies Chronicles. If you want to take a look back at the original Shinonuma, the 115 meteor was actually red. And that's something that, once again, the color of the 115 has been something that's been played around with within the zombie storyline for years now, and for that to be something that maybe may have been a minor detail way back in the day, it's something that now with that color schematic and clear designation for the color and the specific power and charge, blue is an interesting change up here at this one, that it then indicates that this isn't just the rehash of the original that we saw back in World at War and Black Ops, but instead is a brand new entity. Again, there's more changes, such as those of the changes to the lab on Moon. Noct is a lot more war-torn than that of what we saw in World at War and Black Ops, and then there's a bunch of differences on Kino. More specifically, a lot of people may notice the lack of swastikas, which a lot of people may just designate to the fact that it can't be sold in Germany with those in there, but what about making a story around that while also working with the fact that you can't sell that in Germany? So these change-ups and curveballs do kind of present some compelling evidence once again that this is a brand new loop, a brand new storyline here within it, continuing but playing through what we've already done in a different universe. Additionally, I mentioned there are some quotes that are completely different and don't really fit in the prior universe that we know of for all of these maps, and some of these are really intriguing. Ones that you might notice throughout some of the maps, and I don't have the PC files to actually get clear audio of them, and I think that I've only heard one of these at a specific time, but I saw mention of this also within the discussion of this theory that lines up with what I've personally heard as well. But Dempsey quotes how Nikolai still is taking it worse about killing his former self from Grod Krovi. So with the reference to the fact that the Primus crew wiped out the Ultimus crew, once again that hints more so towards it being after the events of Revelations, because Black Ops 3 already took place and this information is already still known within our characters' minds as something that's happened. Additionally, on Origins, Monty mentions that Origins is the beginning of the end, or the end of the beginning. Also, once again, hinting towards the fact we've already seen it, and that it could potentially be the beginning of something else, kind of hinting, though, towards that Black Ops 3 model. Dempsey mentions same shit, different place, but different universe, once again hinting towards the fact that we are in a completely different loop. And then there's references to Monty and the Perca-Colas and the Gobblegum, in which one of the most famous, I think, here out of Zombies Chronicles is the fact that Richtofen mentions what kind of doctor prescribes a bubblegum. Yeah, Dr. Monty, who? So while some of these quotes have maybe showed up in different maps here and there, a lot of this new stuff that's coming to the surface really kind of points towards, once again, this being a brand new loop. And so where does this leave us then? Well, once again, if this does in fact take place after Revelations, it starts a brand new loop after the fact of what we saw in DLC 4. So the start of a new universe, not a rehash or a revisitation, hence the changes, the prior knowledge, and other things alike. And where does this then leave us? Well, I guess that's really all for time to tell. We don't know at this exact moment. We know that we will eventually see the likes of places like Mob of the Dead in the future, in whatever title that might be and in what capacity we don't know, but we know the storyline is not over, but rather simply finally connected all the previous dots that we've seen over the years, and this ultimately sets up the next Call of Duty title with Treyarch and the Zombie Saga. So I think that that is something that is absolutely brilliant to be excited for in itself, is that we now have everything more uniform, more connected, and put together into one solid storyline now with the work of Black Ops 3, putting everything back into place, whereas there might be some loose screws here and there. A lot of it is more uniform and a lot more together than what we previously saw at, say, the end of Black Ops 2. So while nothing is confirmed, this is perhaps one of the most solid theories that I think that I've seen for not only the inclusion of Zombies Chronicles in the storyline overall, but the storyline and the chronological order of it thus far. So that's where we're gonna wrap it up, and I just wanted to bring you guys this here because I thought it was absolutely fascinating to see what this could entail and where this could fit into place within the Zombies storyline and the true purpose of Zombies Chronicles. So that said, feel free to drop your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. Agree, disagree, whatever it may be, feel free to drop it down there in the comments. With this, once again, it is a theory, so there is no right or wrong answer. It's just some thoughts that we have that are really some good food for thought at that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure you drop a like down below. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe to stay up to date with everything we have here regarding Zombies Chronicles, zombies in general, Black Ops 3 multiplayer, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, World War II, all that good stuff. We got you covered here up on the channel. And finally, if you guys want to follow me over on Twitter, that is the best place to get connected with me outside of YouTube. I practically live on Twitter, so if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, link is down there in the description below. But I'll see you guys later. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. My name is Nikolai Espresso. Take care and peace.